This week, Devil May Cry 5 released, a new tutorial for Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode leaks, more Sonic movie CG, and Nintendo pretends to be a VR company. All this and more on this week's Hey J News. Our big release this week is Devil May Cry 5, which just released this past Friday, and the consensus is in, it's really good. Widely hailed as a return to form, critics have praised the complex and fluid combat, gorgeous visuals, and style to spare. More importantly, the game is apparently just plain fun. Devil May Cry 5 continues Capcom's recent run of stellar games. With highly reviewed games like Resident Evil 7, Monster Hunter, the Resident Evil 2 remake, or Devil May Cry 5, Capcom appears to be in the midst of what's been hailed as a renaissance for the company. Now, whether that renaissance will extend to some of Capcom's more, shall we say, flagging flagship series like Street Fighter or Mega Man, remains to be seen. I mean, Mega Man 11 wasn't bad, but you'd think after more than 130 Mega Man games, they'd manage to get at least one above a Metacritic score of 85. But while we wait for the Blue Bomber to make his triumphant comeback, at least we can make some devils cry. I mean, they may cry. And don't worry, I know it's been 2 weeks in a row, but puns will not be a staple of this show. At least, I think not. Now, if there's one thing worse than puns, however, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. And we unfortunately saw a whole lot more of this CG look for his upcoming live-action movie. The image was apparently a leak from advertising agency Hamagami Carol Inc., which means there's still a sliver of hope that this is not the final version of Sonic's design. In fact, the latest information from YouTuber Tails channel seems to suggest these were early designs and not the final renders used in the film. I don't even know why I'm still trying to convince myself there's hope. Let's be real here. They can't even make a proper Sonic game anymore, not counting Sonic Mania, and there's zero hope of a movie not being nightmare fuel. Let's just admit it right now. Looking to the two console makers that are still relevant, PlayStation and Nintendo are taking cheap shots at emulating each other's innovations. In what appears to be an effort to compete with Nintendo's Switch mobility, PlayStation has now rolled out its Remote Play service to iOS devices, meaning you can now play PlayStation 4 games on your iPad or iPhone. Of course, to take advantage of this feature, you're going to need a pretty hefty internet connection, making the service pretty much useless. Nintendo doesn't get any points either for its weak offering of a VR experience, which was announced to be coming via Nintendo Labo. Turns out that all those expensive headsets weren't actually needed to achieve VR. All you need to do was strap a Switch to your face with some cardboard and boom, VR. The Nintendo Labo VR kits will be hitting shelves on April 12th and will offer 6 new Toy-Cons to build out of cardboard and shove on your face. The kit will also offer some sample software to initiate kids to the whole world of VR. There will also be a few options to select from. You can pick up the complete kit, which will retail for $79.99, or you can pick up a starter kit for $39.99, which comes with the goggles and blaster toys. There will also be 2 expansion packs for $19.99 each, which come with either the camera and elephant toys or the bird and wind pedal toy. Finally, we'll all be able to know what it's like to see the inside of a bird's butt in full VR. I am so excited. The controversial game entitled Rape Day has been removed from Steam. The short pornographic visual novel game apparently would have players, and I quote, verbally harass, kill, and rape women. For any digital store not run by money-hoarding treasure goblins, this would have been a no-brainer. But Steam isn't one of those stores. Indeed, just last year, Steam announced its anything goes policy towards policing content on its site, saying that only those games that were illegal or were straight up trolling would be removed. It's not clear if Rape Day would fall afoul of either of those guidelines, so Steam based its removal on the fact that the game poses unknown costs and risk to Steam. You know, instead they could just say it's heinous and that they wouldn't sell it like someone who wasn't a cartoon villain on a kid's TV show. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I can't think of any cartoon villain that would sell this kind of monstrosity. This is just absolutely disgusting. You know, we can't have a show that talks about heinous things and not mention our friend EA. EA has announced that their pre-E3 event, EA Play, will return this year, but they will not have a press conference to go along with it. That means that along with Sony, E3 will be missing 2 of its biggest press conferences this year. Although I have a feeling this has more to do with what those companies have, or don't have, to offer than the irrelevance of the show. Also, will anyone really miss it? Like, let's be honest. It was by far the most boring press conference of the whole show. The EA Play event will offer fans the opportunity to play EA's biggest games. You know, I'm doing this a lot today. With not a lot of new EA games in the pipeline, I'm pretty sure that just means the event will be an Apex Legends LAN party with a few dozen Star Wars Jedi Fallen setups nearby. But if you can attend, don't worry, because there will be a number of live streams of the event, probably hosted by some totally smooth Twitch influencer.
My name is Jesse Wellens, and I am a YouTube creator. So I am here to talk about Need for Speed Payback. If you guys didn't know, Need for Speed Payback,
We might also get to see some new Anthem content, which, if you're really lucky, won't break your PS4 this time. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, Anthem has been crashing and forcing people to rebuild the entire disk database of their PlayStation 4s. Cool game, but don't worry guys, EA is aware of the problem, so I'm sure it'll be fixed real soon. Just like they fixed all the problems in Star Wars Battlefront 2. So not to worry. In the meantime, EA expects that rebuilding your PS4 will give you a sense of pride and accomplishment. A tutorial for Battlefield 5's new Battle Royale mode, Firestorm, has been leaked. Now I know, you were sitting there thinking, God, there really aren't enough Battle Royale games right now. Well, EA heard you, because not only did they drop Apex Legends, they're also ready to throw you into a last man standing version of World War II. But hey, bringing the Frostbite engine and Battlefield gameplay to the Battle Royale genre could be cool, especially since Firestorm appears to embrace vehicles and destructible environments in all their craziness. It looks like it's got helicopters, tanks, and jeeps at the very least. While the class system will be gone, there are some objectives that can be completed to unlock reinforcements of some kind, or to get special loot from safes. It'll support 64 players, and you can jump in solo, as a duo, or a squad of 4. Otherwise, pretty normal Battle Royale stuff will be there, such as all different kinds of weapons, backpacks to increase your inventory, tiers of weapon quality, and a shrinking circle. Except this time the storm of the circle is a ring of fire that appears to destroy just about everything it touches, just like EA. Mortal Kombat 11's pace of reveals ahead of its April 23rd release date continues with both a story trailer and a reveal trailer for Casey Cage. Oddly, the story trailer reveals a few previously unannounced characters in Aaron Black, Kotal Khan, and Jackie Briggs, along with Cassie Cage. The story involves lots of time travel and characters meeting themselves, which is really another way of saying it looks stupid and fun. NetherRealm Studios is known for some of the most finely crafted single-player stories in fighting games in both Mortal Kombat and the Injustice series, so it should be a good ride. But for Injustice players, you're not going to want to let your kids play this one. I mean, unless you want them to learn to eviscerate your enemies. You know what? Actually, that could be quite useful. Before we get to our last piece of news, a quick note that the PlayStation Classic is now on sale for $40, which is still not low enough. I still have a bet that it can depreciate in value more than Amiibo Festival. Do we have any takers? Any takers? Lastly, Respawn Studio has also been suffering from a few leaks this past week as what appears to be the next legend has hit the web. The new legend goes by Octane, and aside looking like a psycho from Borderlands, there's not much more we can say about him. Additionally, more leaks are pointing to a March 12th launch date for the first Battle Pass for the game. Alongside the Battle Pass, it's expected that players will also be seeing the addition of new weapons and loot in the game. And now you're all up to date on this week's news. Let me know which pieces were relevant to you and which games or companies you'd like to see more coverage of on this show in the future. I'll see you guys next week, and until then, keep it classy. Hey everybody, I hope you liked this week's news show. Just want to bring to your attention some other shows in case you were new to the channel. There's top 10 lists and features where I oftentimes list some topics I find are interesting. The latest feature is the Nintendo Switch's 2-year anniversary video where we look at the last 2 years of the console and I share my good and bad takes on it. And then there's also Indie Corner every Monday where I take a look at all the new games on the Nintendo Switch eShop. So I welcome you to join me there. And if there's anything else you'd like to see on the channel, please let me know in the comment below. I'm always looking to make some new stuff. We're just a baby channel here and we can take a lot of risk and try new things. I'll see you guys next week.